No, you didn't.
There, I did it.
There you go. Hello, Podfeet.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm going to turn down Discord and turn up Mimo.
Turn up Mimo Live a little bit. All right, everybody. It's lovely to see you. Hey, is anybody here from Texas?
We're still getting a slow update. Something's still going on. Your video is still very jerky.
Still? You just finished saying it wasn't jerky.
It wasn't, and then it evolved into jerkiness.
On the Hindenburg one, well, actually, this happened last time. Wait a minute. We have two Hindenburgs running. Why is that? That doesn't seem right. Let me turn this one off. Okay, did that do anything?
Okay, move. Yeah, you seem to be better. You seem to be better. A little delay on your audio.
Okay. Sausage jerky. Clyde bot. If you want to invite people to the server, click the server name, invite people. Oh, that's just a bot talking to us. Yeah, I had two versions of the NDI Hindi running.
Oh.
Which seems excessive. Seems like one is good enough.
Yeah.
I don't know why that one's there. Well, we should probably take roll call. We have Alan here representing roll call. Man, he nailed it. And Kevin and Frank and Jill and NASA. Congratulations, John, on your good work this week. I'm sure it was they couldn't have done it without you, going to Mars and all. And we got Rick and Sandy, and we got Michael Westbay from Japan. And who else do we got here? Anybody else here? Anybody else? Who we got? Nuclear John is just faking. Rose is here. Where's Wheels? I don't see Wheels.
I'm sure he'll be coming in at any moment.
Roll in eventually?
Yeah. And we have roll call from Alan.
We have roll call covered. All right. And we've done a test recording. We've got all kinds of exciting things here. Like I was saying earlier, I am not going to be reading a lot because we have a very long security bits. And both of the things I will be reading are from last week. So I've been working on a screencast for Screencast Online, and it's for a tool called Screenium, and it's a screencasting app. So I'm screencasting a screencasting app, which is kind of meta. It's called Screenium, and it's only $26. And I cannot believe how good this tool is. I mean, it is really capable. It's so capable that I wrote to JF Brissett, my producer, and said, I can't fit this in one show. It's going to be a beginner and an advanced show. It's that capable. I've never had that happen before. All right, Mike's late. He's here. He's late, but that means he's bringing the wine next time.
Lindsay,
right?
the daughter.
Oh, Lindsay, the daughter. She got her power back.
Yeah.
Is Lindsay later than Mike? Is she helping buy the wine, it looks like?
She might be. Well, in Lindsay's case, it's beer, I'm sure.
That's true.
Probably an IPA. No, she's not in Texas. She's in California. I don't think it had anything to do with weather. It's nice and calm here.
The hour and 40 minutes of hell she had to live through?
Yeah, right.
That was pretty funny.
Oh, Mike's here. Maybe you mentioned that. I didn't see him.
That's when I said, is he bringing the wine?
Ah.
Remember you were part of that conversation?
I didn't know which Mike you were referring to.
Some days Steve is like 10-minute Tom. Oh, it was high winds, huh? Oh, that'll do it. All right. Well, I should probably go ahead and get started. I'm just goofing off here. All right.
Tore down a tree, hit a power line.
Oh, so it really was a deal.
How did you learn that, Lindsay? Was that in the press, or did you hear a report? Did you see it?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did not know that. I called to talk to Lindsay today, and Forbes answered the phone, so I didn't get to talk to her as much as I normally would have. Bad Brad is here.
Bad Brad.
Haven't met Bad Brad before.
No.
Unless
it's
Guy.
Yeah.
If Bad
Next
Brad
door.
is actually new here, let us know. Otherwise, we'll assume that you're Your guy. Oh, no, might be somebody new. Hi. All right, I am going to start recording, so I'm going to mute Steve here. It's too loud. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, February 21st, 2021, and this is show number 824. Believe it or not, our chapter.
Want to put a chapter mark there?
Yeah, our chapter mark's going to come before we even hear the music finish.
Let's see if it's working this time.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
What was the problem last time?
Isn't it always operator trouble?
Usually.
Oh, no, it wasn't. Copy link. Copy. There it goes. Worked fine. What was it last time? Oh, my gosh. Result of an ice storm near my eldest daughter's house in southwest Virginia. Yikes. That looks dangerous. All right, saving and adding chapter marks. Done.
We got a delay again on your audio. Why is that?
On my audio or my...
Your audio relative to your video. I should say your video relative. Your video is delayed.
Well, I don't know what I can do about that.
No, I don't think you can.
Okay. Come on, Option Z. Sorry, I'm just being... Escape. Wrong tool. Way back in 2017 on Taming the Terminal... wait a minute. It wasn't 2017. That's not right. Was it 2017? Sorry, hang on. Gotta check something. Was it 2017? When was chapter 37? Maybe it was. Just a minute. Taming. I should be able to do this another way. Taming the Terminal. That logo is not coming in right. Yeah, it was 2017. Yeah. Why did that file say 2024? I mean, 2004. Okay, never mind. Way back in 2017 on Taming the Terminal installment 37 of N, Bart taught us about SSH agents and the advantage of using a passphrase to further protect your SSH keys. In the intervening 4 years, things have changed a bit in macOS, so we decided to do a supplemental update to installment 37 of Taming the Terminal. We review a bit about why SSH keys are, what they are, from installment 30, and then we discuss how much easier and cleaner things are on macOS with the clean integration of your identity, your passphrase, and Apple's keychain. You can find the replaced show notes for Taming the Terminal 37 at ttt.bartificer.net, and you can find the podcast under Taming the Terminal or the full Chit Chat Across the Pond feed. Now, we tried to do something tricky with the Taming the Terminal feed. We put 37A, this supplemental episode we created, we put it at the same date as 37. So we were hoping it would show up as a new episode, but with the right date, but it doesn't. So you got to go back to 2017. You got to scroll through and look for the old dates, and you'll see 37, and then 37A is this new one. Now, if you've downloaded the Taming the Terminal book, you need to go back to podfeet.com/tttbook to get a fresh version of the updated notes. One of the things in there is a link to the Apple bookstore, and I haven't yet updated the book in Apple Books, but I tried really hard. I'm going to certainly pass along the information if and when I do succeed, but it appears that I need a very old Apple app entitled iTunes Producer. Right, iTunes, right? I have to use iTunes Producer in order to update the book. iTunes Producer is so old, it doesn't support two-factor authentication. So that means I have to have Apple generate an app-specific password over at appleid.apple.com. Well, that's not a big deal. I've done that before and it's worked really well. Like with third-party mail clients and things like BusyCal, you have to use an app-specific password. So I did. I went over and I created the app-specific password, but iTunes Producer will not accept the Apple-generated app-specific password. I mean, it was created by Apple service. iTunes Producer doesn't create it. Why is it even called iTunes? And why doesn't it have two-factor authentication? Why do I have to use something called iTunes to update a book? Not that I'm frustrated at all by this, but anyway, if you go to podfeet.com/TTTbook, you can get all of the other versions of the book with the updates. So you can get the PDF version, you can get it in a US 8.5 by 11, or you can get it in A4, you can get it in A5, you can get an EPUB version of it that will work with audio, and it's a wonderful thing. So if you don't want to wait for Apple's iBookstore or Apple Bookstore to work, don't worry about it. We'll get it for you eventually. I promise. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I promise. If I can't figure this out, I'm not sure I can promise. Probably going to spend 2 hours on the phone with Apple trying to get it fixed. All right. Can't tell I'm frustrated by that, can you?
Not at all. No.
All right. So next we are going to have, all right, chapter mark. The wrong headphones. I think I mentioned we have an ultra long security bits coming up. So that's part of why I won't talk so long. When I say the wrong headphones, right?
Correct.
Right? Wrong.
Wrong.
What? All right, this is something you would have heard last week. Okay, muting Steve. I have an embarrassing story to tell, and I hope it will serve as a lesson to us all. Let me start this by saying I'm an idiot. When Apple announced the AirPods Max, I was immediately enchanted with them. I had to have them. They were so cool. I mean, Apple wouldn't make something I didn't want or need, right? I wear headphones for many hours of the day, as you can well imagine. I need comfortable headphones above all else. Comfort, that's the whole story here. Sound quality isn't actually that important to me since I only listen to the spoken word with my headphones, and it's usually me talking that I'm listening to. When Apple showed the netting headband on AirPods Max, my immediate thought was, wow, that's going to be really comfortable. Now, I didn't push the buy button because it was right before Christmas, and I knew that Steve would buy them for me. I checked later on the day of the announcement and noticed that the delivery dates were already pushed out months, and I really hoped he jumped on them right away. Spoiler, he did not buy me the AirPods Max, and boy, am I glad he didn't. As the days and weeks went by, I realized that these would have been a super dumb purchase. Now remember, my number one criteria is comfortable. That sweet netting headband I was so excited about can't possibly make headphones comfortable that weigh nearly a pound. I mean, these things are 13.6 ounces. AirPod Max headphones are designed with two big features: noise cancellation and Bluetooth connectivity. The last thing in the world you want when you're using headphones as studio monitors is to have noise cancellation, because you monitor your own voice, and if you do that over Bluetooth, you'll get this great big lag. It's a horrible lag, and you basically can't talk. So you have to use wired headphones because that Bluetooth lag is way too long. I really believe that with years of training, there is a human on Earth who could speak normally while hearing their own voice 300 milliseconds after they speak, but I am not that person. That means on top of spending $549 for AirPod Max, I would have needed to also buy the cable, which I forget how much it is, $25-$30. So they're probably uncomfortable, and the two main features for which I'd be paying are simply unusable for me. Other than that, it's a great idea. I worried greatly that Steve would be super excited to hand me this present and I'd have to tell him to send them back. Luckily, he's insane. As you may have heard, he bought me something else for Christmas from Apple. Now, I want to explain that while wanting the AirPods Max was dumb, I'm even dumber than that. I have to back up a little bit and tell the story of my original headphones first. In 2005, I was in an Apple store and they had a set of headphones on display. They were the Bose Triport TP1A around the ear headphones. I put them on and they felt amazing. The ear cups gently went around my ears with soft faux leather and they weighed an imperceptible 5 ounces. Remember, the AirPods Max are 13.5 ounces. I listened to the song Daughters by John Mayer on those headphones, and I have a very happy association with the song as a result. You know that if I remember exactly what I heard on them 16 years ago, they had to be delightful. I've been wearing those same headphones all these years. The ear cups eventually fell apart, but Steve found me some replacements and they were again delightful. You wouldn't believe how many times I've caught my foot in the cable standing up and nearly dragged my laptop off the desk, and yet the cable connection on the Bose has never broken. I mean, it's astonishing. I don't understand whoever designed the strain relief on those things over-designed it. In 2018, Steve and I interviewed Gary Boss from Audio-Technica at the National Association of Broadcasters Conference. He let me try on a pair of their professional studio monitor headphones, model ATH M60X. You can even hear me throw a hint at Steve during the video interview that I wanted them for my birthday. They were very comfortable and lovely. Studio monitor headphones are for listening to audio being created by you or by others. I monitor my own voice while recording, like I said, and I do that so I can hear if there's like a hiss on the line or I'm peaking or my USB interface isn't keeping up. So it's making that click that I've complained about, which is why I bought the Apollo Solo Thunderbolt 3 device. So I can hear that. That's how I know. I hear those clicks because I'm monitoring my own voice. I can hear if the sound of the garbage truck is going by and it's being picked on my recordings. When it came time to make my birthday list, I don't think I told him the right ones to buy. I asked him for the Audio-Technica ATH R70X. So the ATH R70X, which is what I asked him for, is a professional open-back reference headphone from Audio-Technica. Has a flat frequency response, and it ran for $350. The open-back part of this description is what makes this story interesting, but let me get into that in a minute. Remember, again, what's my main criteria for headphones? It's comfort, so let's start there. The ATH R70Xs are crazy comfortable. They're a bit heavier than the Bose I was wearing before, but still extremely light at 7.4 ounces. But it was the design of the band that really helps with the long-time wear. The band itself never touches your head. Built into the band is what they call their 3D wing support system, which is 2 curved cushion pads that rest gently on the upper sides of your head. Nothing touches the crown of your head, which is where my head started to get sore with the Bose. Now, compared to the Bose, the ear cups on the ATH R70Xs are a smidge shorter, but they're 2 inches wide, which is 60% wider than the Bose. And this allows my ears to flap freely all around inside the headphones. The Bose are very nice and still comfortable, but the Audio-Technicas are truly delightful. But there was one problem. After Steve had spent $350 on these headphones, I realized that open back in headphones means that sound comes in from the outside. I was used to having sound fairly isolated by the Bose ear cups, and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to tell if the sound I was hearing while recording was coming through to the recording or not. So I could hear, say, the garbage truck from the outside, but that might not also be going into my microphone. And I didn't realize this until well after the return period, so I sadly put the Audio-Technica this is hard to say, Audio-Technica ATH R70X, I put them away in a closet for the last 3 years. All right, now let's get back to my story of my idiotic belief that the AirPods Max would be the headphones for me. My enthusiasm had already started to wane, especially after I heard about the weight, but something Leo Laporte said on MacBreak Weekly sealed the deal. He was talking about the AirPods Max and gave all the reasons that they would be really dumb for a podcaster like him. And then he said something that made me really pay attention. He explained that in his job, he pretty much wears headphones all day long, and the only ones that are comfortable to wear that long are open back headphones. Well, hang on. I have a pair of open back headphones. If they're good enough for Leo to wear all day long, maybe I should dust them off and give them another try. Guess what? I love the Audio-Technica ATH R70X, and I've been wearing them constantly for the last few months. They're super comfortable with the 3D wingtips or whatever they call them. No longer do I find myself rubbing that sore spot on the crown of my head. The open back design means my ears don't get all hot and sweaty after extended wear either. There's another huge benefit to me of the open back design. If you've ever been to the live show, you will know about this. On Sunday nights, the last 15 minutes before showtime is a frantic time at the Podfeet podcast studio. Steve and I fire up our equipment and our plethora of apps, and we spend that last 15 minutes trying to be able to both see and hear each other through the right mics and the right headphones. There are so many switches and dials that control our audio and video, it would make your head spin. I have to set my audio in so many places to get it to work. Hindenburg for recording the show has settings, Discord has its own setting, Loopbacks has settings, SoundSource has settings, Mimo Live has settings. It just goes on, and that's only for my side of the input. Steve has a lot of places to set it too, and I have a whole nother set of sliders and switches to be able to hear Steve. Because of this, that last 15 minutes before 5 p.m. on Sunday nights, if you were standing between our two offices, you'd hear, "Talk again? Can't hear you. Talk again?" Over and over and over again. If I can't hear Steve yet, then I can't hear him saying, "Talk again." So with the Bose, I'd have to keep one ear cup off my left ear while we were doing this dance because that's the only way I could hear him, that he was talking, but I wouldn't be able to hear him through the headphones, if that makes sense. But with these open back headphones, I can hear him faintly, but I can hear him all the time, even with the headphones on. As you can imagine, I'm often wearing headphones throughout the week, not just during recordings. Again, I can hear Steve if he needs to talk to me. The audio quality of my recordings is pretty darn important to me, but my recordings for Screencast Online have to be even more pristine. If you're listening to the NosillaCast on your bike ride in Ireland or your car on a commute or while vacuuming, a little click here, a bump microphone there is not really going to make a difference. But when you're watching a video tutorial that you paid for, you'll notice any inconsistencies in the audio. For that reason, I might wear the Bose while I'm recording for Screencasts Online and use the Audio Technicas for monitoring my own shows. We'll see. I'll give them a try, though. Now, I mentioned that the Bose cable often gets tangled in my foot, and I nearly yank my laptop off the desk. It's hard to explain how this happens, but I sit cross-legged in my chair when I work, and somehow that causes me to catch the cable with my foot. The Audio Technicas on the other side have a really long cable on them. I think it was over 10 feet long, so I can't possibly yank my laptop off my desk. I mean, I can literally walk across the room and not even move my laptop because this cable is so long. The bottom line of this story is, as I said at the beginning, I'm an idiot. I had Steve buy me the wrong and expensive headphones. Then after getting them, I didn't even give them a good shake to learn how good they were. Then I wanted even more expensive headphones that didn't come close to solving any problems I had, and in fact added problems. Then I went back to the good headphones, and I love them. The Audio-Technica ATH R70X are still listed at Sweetwater, B&H, and at Audio-Technica's own site for $349, but all of them show that it's out of stock. They're not discontinued, but they're just not exactly available. So wasn't this a great review? Aren't you happy? Hopefully they'll come back into stock, though. If you're an audio headphone girl and you know all about this and you want to correct everything I said, you know where to find me. But remember that I did say I was an idiot, so you have to be gentle with me. These are the headphones.
We have someone back who has long time.
See the wingtips?
Yeah. Those are cute. CJ Ann Arbor has joined us.
Oh, hi, CJ.
And CJ's been a long time listener, patron of the show, just first time on Discord.
Yeah, but I think CJ's been to the live show before, though.
I think so, but just not Discord, right?
Oh, PDX Kurt sneaked in. Let's see. We took pity on a friend who had nothing but really low-end Android phones all his life. Gave him an iPhone 6S. He loves it. Every text I get from him is a goofy graphic that he pulls up like a kid typing madly on the keyboard. Nice.
Sounds like Rick.
CJ says, yes, he has been here before. Long-time patron. What a good guy. I love patrons.
Lindsay liked one of your lines, apparently.
Which one? I did say I was an idiot. Oh, there was something really wrong in one line there. I think I actually... Shoot, where was that? There's something in there where... Oh, it was when I was talking about Bluetooth lag. I think there's a whole sentence that's in there twice.
So CJ's offering his Camaro for you to wax.
Ooh, that would be fun. So, when I come back home to visit... Simply have to use headphones wired because the last thing in the world when you want
So home
that's what
must
I
be
screwed
Southern
up.
California.
No, his home, he's in Ann Arbor. That's Michigan. He's saying when I come home
When you come home to Ann Arbor?
to Michigan.
Ah,
Ann Arbor's really close to where Kenny lives.
got
Uncle
it.
Kenny.
Got it.
I see what I did wrong. It wasn't wrong. I said it wrong. I skipped the part about noise cancellation and I said Bluetooth twice. So I read it wrong.
Play
I
it
don't
back.
know that I can fix this, but I want to see. Let's see if I can find this. It should be around when I start saying AirPods Max are designed with me, since I only listen. When Apple showed the netting headband on them for me, I checked later on the day of the right away. Okay, really close right here. As the days and weeks went by, I realized that these would have been a super dumb purchase. AirPod Max headphones are designed with two big features: noise cancellation and Bluetooth connectivity. I am betting I'm gonna.
What's wrong with that?
That was just AirPod Max headphones are designed with two big features: noise cancellation and Bluetooth connectivity. The last thing in the world you want when you're using headphones as studio monitors is to have noise cancellation, because you monitor your own voice, and if you do that over Bluetooth, you'll get this great big lag. Okay, that's where I screwed it up. So
What did you say that screwed the?
So I just melded these two topics because I thought it was a typo. I'll fix it just a second here. It's a horrible lag, and you basically can't talk. So you have to use wired headphones because that Bluetooth lag is way too long. I really believe that with... I think I'll just cut there.
So I don't understand what's wrong here. It is the Bluetooth lag that's causing the problem, right?
Yeah, but okay, let me stop and think so I can talk. The problem is that I melded the topic of noise cancellation with Bluetooth. Both are bad.
Okay.
I'm going to say it correctly, and you'll see the difference.
Oh, I see. I see what you said is to have noise cancellation. It should have said is to have Bluetooth connectivity or Bluetooth lag.
Well, I did like half of each.
Okay, got it.
Okay, let me mute you. Let me just read this paragraph correctly. AirPods Max headphones are designed with two big features: noise cancellation and Bluetooth connectivity. The last thing in the world you want when you're using headphones as studio monitors is to have noise cancellation. The other last thing in the world you want when you're monitoring your own voice is Bluetooth. You simply have to use headphones wired because Bluetooth has a lag that's way too long. Now, I believe that with years of training, there is a human on Earth who can speak normally while hearing their own voice 300 milliseconds after they speak, but I am not that person. Okay, that was much cleaner, but I ended up reading that second piece. Let me mute this and unmute this one. I really believe that with years of training, there is a human on Earth who could speak normally while hearing their own voice 300 milliseconds after they speak, but I am not that person. Okay, there we go. Split. So I thought I wrote it wrong, but I did write it correctly, but I just messed up the way I read it. Okay, let me check these intersections here. 0.6 ounces. AirPods Max headphones are designed with two big for that person. That means on top not that person. That means on top of spending $540. All right, now I'm happy. Everybody happy?
Happy.
Okay. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Forbes knows that song.
Sure.
All right, Mike's happy, everybody's happy. Wait, Podfeet recorded it. Lindsay, make a ringtone. I'm an idiot. Okay, that's funny. All right. Takes a village to annoy me here today, doesn't it? All right. So that's good. That means there's no typos. I don't need to save the wrong headphones. The second one's going to be a little bit tricky because I'm going to be reading somebody else's writing. That's not what I want. I want this. Things are slow on my computer.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. You're back. You're delayed about 2 seconds from your video, or your video is delayed 2 seconds from your voice. Maybe a second and a half.
Wow. Yeah, you're exaggerating there.
Are your CPUs looking okay?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't get it. Something else is going on.
My fans are going crazy. Let's see. Wow. I can't even get iStamp menus to pop up quickly. Come on. Yeah, no, things are annoyed. No, I can't even bring it up. All right, I'm going to keep recording. As long as I'm recording, as long as it still records. Okay, we need a chapter mark. Mash down a bunch of keys. And yes, Mike, I like to mash down all these keys. We got into a discussion about the whether people like the caps lock key or not. We should do a poll. Does Discord have polling?
Yes. I believe they do.
Start a poll. I want to see a poll of whether or not people like caps lock.
I can't remember the format to start a poll, though. There's a certain...
All right.
Maybe someone in Discord does.
How to do it. All right, I'm going to mute you there. The Festivus poll. Nice, I like it. Back in June, that's the wrong track. Get on the right track. Back in June, okay, I specifically said the other track. See this? That's the ARM track. Back in June of 2020, Desmond Lim wrote in telling us that Singapore had created their own COVID contact tracing app called Trace Together. And as expected, it had some big problems. He said the backlash was quick as people's phone batteries were dying quickly since they accessed your location constantly in the background. It was a perfect example of what Bart was telling us about at the time, and we talked about the governments really hoping to have increased tracking capabilities of their citizens and avoided using the Google Apple API that wouldn't let them do that. Well, Singapore eventually got their app working well, and it's now in widespread usage in Singapore, and it's working, like I said, it's working well. The Trace Together app has two basic functions. First, it's Bluetooth tracing to see who you've been near, but in Singapore, they also have a system where when you enter a mall or a shop, you scan a QR code in the Trace Together app, and it identifies where you've been in case of an outbreak. If you don't have a smartphone, they also have Bluetooth tokens you wear on a lanyard that have a QR code on them so they can be scanned and traced. He said he'd seen parents with a few tokens around their neck for their young kids and aged parents. A few weeks ago, I contacted Desmond again because I read an article in Bloomberg that explained that Singapore did exactly what was feared. They used the Trace Together app to solve a crime. I was curious to hear Desmond's take on this situation. Desmond replied with a detailed version of what happened in his country and the reaction of the citizens of Singapore. I think it's a fascinating story of the culture in Singapore mixed with technology, and I'd like to share his letter with you. Hi, Allison. Wow, I didn't know something like that would go out of the country. Okay, just to recap on what happened. When the contact tracing app was launched, we had the assurance of the government that it would only be used for the COVID-19 situation. A number of months ago, the police found a manslaughter suspect using the contact tracing data that was found on the victim's phone. This was brought up by a member of parliament of the ruling party, and it was then that the public knew the app data was used for something else besides the COVID-19 situation. Boy, was the public angry. The minister in charge of the app said it was an oversight on his part to say that it would never be used for anything else because there's an overarching law that allows the police to use any data deemed relevant to a serious crime investigation, and that law supersedes everything else. Singaporeans wanted blood, and there was a lot of comments on the local papers that stated, "We understand nobody can know all," this is a quote, sorry. "We understand nobody can know all the laws in a country, but nobody in government works in silo. Does this mean that nobody in the whole police force or the Ministry of Law knew about this? Why is it needed an MP to bring it up before we knew about it? The thing is, most of the comments stated one thing: we don't mind the police using that data to solve a manslaughter crime. What we were really angry about is that the government would be happy to just keep quiet about it if nobody knew or brought it up. If they had just said, 'Hey, we made a mistake. We're actually using this data to solve a crime,' Singaporeans would have just read it, and it would be yesterday's news immediately. The noise was so loud that Parliament had to create a bill, fast-tracked, to say the contact tracing data will only be used for serious crimes like murder, rape, terrorism, etc. It's a very narrow list. It was introduced in Parliament yesterday, as of when he was writing this, and it will be debated on today and should pass by latest tomorrow." He says, it goes on to say, "The funny part of this whole situation shows that the government hasn't had a full grasp of the situation. It wasn't the data that we are concerned about. Singaporeans trust our government and our justice system. What we were really unhappy about is that they didn't tell us when it happened, and it felt like they just wanted to hide it and hope it will never see the light of day. For this is an embarrassment to the ruling party to have missed this little part in our law. We wanted an apology and would have been happy with that. The extra law is nice icing. One thing you need to know about our country: we don't protest, not that we can't if we wanted to, we vote. So this will stay with us for a long time, and before the next general elections, someone will bring this up and the whole country will remember about it." Well, a few days later, Desmond sent along a little follow-up email where he said, "The legislation passed yesterday with all MPs in agreement, but with an interesting twist. The government actually apologized for not disclosing it earlier. Allison, I think this might be the year in Singapore it will snow." Well, I want to thank you so much for sending this in, Desmond. I thought it was a fascinating story of the differences in cultures around the world. I can't speak for most countries, but I can guarantee that in the U.S., we'd be angry with them for not telling us, we'd be angry with them for doing it in the first place, and we'd be angry if they apologized, and we'd be angry if they made a law allowing the use of the data, and angry if they made a law not allowing the use of the data. In fact, I may write my Congress critter right now in advance about this, just in case. But seriously, thanks so much, Desmond, for sharing the story to give us a little peek behind the curtain into life in a country I hope to visit one day. There we go.
That's an interesting story. Yeah.
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 Yeah. The big thing was not that they used it, but that they didn't tell him.
Yeah.
Oh, we now know what Kevin's keystroke is in TextExpander that says save in chapter marks. It's S1QX something, or close to it.
Did you see that? I didn't see it.
It's a slippery slope, Singapore. Yeah, he put the TextExpander 4 times, but one time it's not finished.
Oh, there
so
it is.
There's like a missing character there. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting story. I had a roommate in college who lived in Singapore. She had very interesting stories to tell.
As I recall, they had some fairly strict laws with some fairly severe punishment for things we would view as maybe less than a misdemeanor, or like spitting gum on a sidewalk or something.
Yeah, they were. This is back in the 70s. I don't know what it's like now, but yeah, would. It was imprisonment for, I think, for life, for some drugs, and hanging for some. No, it was beyond caning. It was hanging back then. I doubt it's true now, but yeah. Oh, there was a lot of caning though. Caning was big. All right, it simply won't let me record on the correct track, so I'm hoping that's gonna be okay. I stick my gum in Allison's headphones. Oh, Lindsay thought Kevin was typing that out every time.
Kevin's a very fast typer.
I don't know why it won't let me record in the correct track. That never. Oh, I know why. Duh. There it is.
Why?
I just misunderstood all this time. I've been misunderstanding a button. There's a red button. Do you see this
Yeah.
red button
Yeah.
in the upper left that I'm pointing at? That
Mhm.
arms the track. I had armed this track, and I thought both could be armed at the same time, but apparently it's a toggle. I've used
One
this
arm
for
is
a
better
long
than
time. I
two.
didn't know that. What?
Ah, it didn't work. Never mind.
One arm is better than two, did you say? But remember that I did say I was an idiot, so you have to be gentle with me. Back in June of... You can hear me smacking there. Gentle with me. Back in June of... Okay. Now I know why. I learned something new. Okay, I'm not going to do a chapter mark because I'm going to do some spamming here. You want to know who is a swell fella? Richard Piazza, that's who. Not only has he been a patron of the Podfeed podcast for the past 6 months, he just doubled his pledge on Patreon. That's one of the many things I love about having friends of the show support the work here that we do through Patreon. If you feel you're getting more value, you can increase your pledge. If you feel you're getting less value, or maybe you just can't afford it anymore, you can decrease your pledge or eliminate it entirely. You are in control of how you support the shows. If you'd like to be swell like Richard, head on over to podfeed.com/Patreon and choose the dollar amount that's right for you. If you can't afford to support the shows financially, but you still get value, how about you tell a friend or write a review in Apple Podcasts? Go spread the love. I was always trying to get me to be a text expander person. Oh, how can you not? Lindsay, you would love it. Everybody tell her why text expander is awesome.
You don't need it, Linz. I'm fine without it.
Oh my gosh, I see you write your name STEVE space SHER. I'm NM semicolon. Boom, done.
I agree with Kurt. Too much memorization. I can't remember those keys. I'm not a keystroke person. I never have been, and maybe
Sandy,
it's a mental block.
Amazed. How often do you type your name, Sandy? Do you sign emails? Never? You never write your name. You never go to a website and fill out a web form and have to put in your name ever, ever, ever.
She's using autofill, which a lot of us do, right? Autofill works pretty well in most cases.
Autofill from where? From Keychain or from
1Password.
So you unlock 1Password in order to fill in your name?
Well, if you're signing up at a website or an account, then you're probably creating a password.
I think it's funny that people think they won't, because it is amazing to me how much I save. Actually, let's see.
Is this an ad for?
No, they paid me a long time ago, but they don't anymore. Let's see. Open a text expander. Let me see what my statistics.
Oh, there's an opening there, Allison.
What? What opening?
What Lindsay just typed. How about we celebrate Sienna's first birthday by you showing her how to use it?
Oh, I would love that.
What a great way to celebrate your granddaughter's first birthday.
Hey, Lindsay would love it. Oh, it's so fun.
Sienna will appreciate it too, I'm sure.
Right, worst birthday ever.
Yeah.
All right, where's the security bits music? There it is. I gotta go get the files. Security bits, Allison. It's a great tool. Do you now you can use the keyboard shortcut thingies built into Mac OS and iOS.
Gift her a shortcut.
Start.
Nice, John.
Gift her.
Instead of contributing to your 529 account, Sienna, here's a little shortcut.
That is funny. All right, wait for that to split. I should look at. It was kind of funny. What this was my number one text expander snippet for 1 month that it one month that it came out. That was my number one text expander snippet. That is how
Console
you
log.
You put that into a web browser, or well, actually, you put it into your code to try to have it read out variables to you to figure out where you've messed things up.
Wow, something going on right now?
What do you think this variable is right now?
Something's going on with your
It's
computer.
going real slow.
There's a lot, but it's digestible. So
What's that?
You just kind
don't
of
know.
garbled up.
But I agree.
So when you do that
Garbled up.
that shortcut, would it leave the cursor in the parens? So you could just type right as soon as you hit the shortcut. You could type
You
into
can
the
leave it
parens.
wherever. Yeah, that I have it set up to leave it in the parentheses.
Cool.
Yeah,
That
you
would-
can
that would
set
save
it
some
to
work.
Leave the cursor where you want it. That's part of the joy.
It's cursor aware.
blink.
There, that was a little gift for you guys.
Nolan says, wait, I didn't sign up for this. Keep the 529. All right, Nolan.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I like it. Nolan makes a virtual appearance.
Nolan is not the son-in-law.
Right.
Just like not Patrick, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to test the audio thing here. Go spread the love. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time
Nailed
for
it.
Security Bits with Bart
Not bad.
Buchatz. Are we going to have some fun today, Bart?
I hope so. We have 3 weeks of news to catch up on, but it's
To give you an idea, I only talk for 20 minutes, and the show will be an hour and 30 minutes long.
Wow, how long is that security bits?
An hour and 10.
Wow.
See, you do subtraction.
That's a detailed.
and
Yeah.
of course, most importantly, remember, folks, to stay patched so you stay secure.
Should I fix that little stumble for him? I think I will. Just because we got plenty of time here. What is wrong with my...
Stay patched so you stay
So
secure.
it's not just the security bits. You also have a chit chat contributing to that difference in time, right?
What? No, secure... Chit Chat is not part of this show anymore.
Oh, I thought you had. Okay, that's just a link. Gotcha.
It's a whole separate show. So you really pay attention to the podcast these days, huh?
Yeah, I don't
Remember,
actually
folks,
subscribe to it.
Stay patched so you stay secure.
What? Steven,
Joking. That was just a little joke.
you used to listen to the show.
I do. You know, just make sure
No, you
everything
don't.
runs smoothly.
Where's the outro? Oh, it's not pre-recorded. That's what it is. What do I know? All right. That's funny. I was looking for the pre-recorded one. Here we go. Well, that's going to wind us up for this week. Don't forget to send in your dumb questions, comments, and suggestions by emailing me at allison@podfeed.com. And you can follow me on Twitter @podfeed. Remember, everything good starts with podfeed.com. Do you want to become a patron like CJ has been for a really, really long time? Go to podfeed.com/Patreon. If you want to do a one-time donation, you can do that by going to podfeed.com/PayPal. Want to join the community and chat with us? You can do that at podfeed.com/Slack or podfeed.com/Facebook, depending on what you like better. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeed.com/live on Sunday nights at Pacific time at 5 p.m. God, I dropped that in early. I was trying to just talk over it.
It was so close too. I
Okay.
think you would have nailed it.
I almost did, but
Yeah.
it was just too much.
Yeah.
And if you want to, I'll do the, and if you want to join in the fun of the live show. I even ad-libbed in there.
Oh,
And if you want to
Al.
join in the fun of the live show, head on over to
Wait.
podfeed.com/live.
there were two people that joined tonight. You should mention. But there was Bad Bart and CJ Ann Arbor. Or did you already mention them?
I just mentioned CJ,
Ah.
but I did it in the context of the PayPal thing.
Ah. Well, then mention Brad Bart tonight. Or Bad Bart. Bad Brad.
Are you okay?
I think it's Bad Brad.
Yeah, this no.
No, at the end, like Bad Brad did, just at the end, the part you were just recording. If you want to join in the fun of the live show, like
/Facebook, depending on which you like better. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, like Bad Brad did for the first time this week, head on over to podfeed.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCastaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed.
Nailed it.
All right. Now I can put the music in. And outro. So I've got to go back and find the right version of this music. I got to figure out where that is. I think I have to steal it from a previous version, because stored in here now, I've got the one that doesn't go up and down the way I want it to. And it's such a pain to do it. I hate doing this by hand every week. I have to do that, and then I have to go get that one, and then that doesn't really work, and then you got to kind of do that, and it's stupid. Thanks for listening, and stay subscribed. There you go. Kind of make that a rule. All right, close enough. All right. And it's 5:51, so I am actually going to let class out early tonight. I think we held you late last week.
We did. So this will make up for it.
Oh, Sandy got the vaccine? Woo!
Oh, congratulations, Sandy. Fantastic. That's great news.
That is.
Second one. Oh, so you'll be
second one. Oh,
in a couple weeks, you'll be total
for you.
95% immune.
Nice, nice, nice. Do you know which one you got? That's because I'm old. I know, it sucks to be younger. You keep holding that over us.
Pfizer. Great.
Right. Jingles. Lindsay works for the Lindsay, the daughter, works for the company that's making the Moderna vaccine. Oh, and guess who's going to be the guest on next week's Chit Chat Across the Pond? It's going to be Lindsay.
Oh, and shoot,
she's going to come on, and we're going to talk about the benefits and detractions of working from home.
She left.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
she'll be back.
Right. All right. Well, I am going to cut everybody off because I'm going to do something complicated that I will probably screw up if I keep chatting with you guys. So it's very nice to see you all. Bye, Rose. Cut us off, Steve. Oh, there's right. Lindsay. She was still there.
Okay. I don't see her there.
Oh, John got the vaccine, too. He got Moderna. Sweet. Very
all right.
Good.
I think we're out. Night, Gracie.